Happy October, everybody. So, if you saw my Instagram, I announced that I wasn't going to be reacting to Loki Season 2. That is because we watched Season 1 with the group, and the group wanted to get back together to watch Season 2. So, we don't really have equipment to do a whole group reaction, or the space for the camera to get everyone's reaction and everything. So, for Loki Season 2, it's just going to be reviews. Welcome to my October setup. Got Ghostface here. Got the Moon Knight figure over there. The new G Fuel sticker. Got some Halloween themed movies set up. The Are You Afraid of the Dark mask. Get a little bit more October up in here. Let's start talking about Loki. So, it opens up with just Kang. Statue of Kang's face. What's up? Boom. It's like you're in this new world, or new timeline of where Loki has been thrown. He gets there. Obviously, you remember from last season, no one recognizes him. So it opens up with him running away from him. He's like, in slow motion. They're running away, and I believe he time slips. Then when he time slips, it's like, oh, people know me now. And then he's able to find out through something that happened that when he's time slipping, he's going from the past to the future, the past to the future. And one thing I gotta say is the time slipping effect is wild. It looks good, like CGI wise, it looks good. It looks painful. Like, I don't know, like I think they described it as it looks like you're dying and being born again at the same time. Something like that. And I was like, I could see that. He's finally able to get in contact with Mobius. And so from then on, he sees the time slipping. So they're like, we gotta figure out what's going on, what's doing this. So they take him down to this really secret part of the TVA where we meet Obi, which is short for Ouroboros. And he's like the maintenance guy, I guess, kind of like maintenance, the technician, like the mechanic. Like he's like a little bit of everything. And he knows what the time slipping is. And he's like, it's impossible to time slip in TVA. You've seen that in the trailer. Loki time slips back into that time. And they do like this classic, you know, like where Bill and Ted in the movie where like they need the keys. And they're like, dang it, we're just going to remember to leave the keys here when we go back. And then they just pull the key up and like, oh, here it is. They do something so similar to that, where it's like, they need a certain device to keep him from time slipping. And Obi doesn't have one, but he knows how to make it. So he doesn't have one in the present. So when Loki time slips to Obi, he's like telling him what's going on. So they make the mechanism in the past. So then when he time slips back into the future, Obi just has it. Spooky. I knew the tape wasn't gonna hold it. Anyways, we'll buy more tape. Anyway, they hatch out this big scheme where Loki, it has to be timed at the right minute or Mobi's skin will get peeled off and Loki will be like pruned forever again. Loki has to prune himself, and then Mobius has to hit this, like, launch this thing, run back. It's a big ordeal. It's very visually cool. So they do it. Loki time slips again, but this time he time slipped into the future. So the TVA is already like almost empty, like almost abandoned, and everything excursion is what they're calling it. It's not an excursion. The word from Doctor Strange, whatever that word. I feel like that's starting to like happen at the TVA, and Loki's running around looking for like a prune stick thing, and an elevator opens, and it's Sylvie, and she's like, "Oh, there you are," and then he gets pruned, so it's able to send him back. So now he won't be time slipping. It's kind of where it leaves off. There's a post-credit scene where Sylvie is in Utah. I can't remember, was it Utah or like Kentucky? I can't remember where it was at. Anyway, she goes to a McDonald's and orders one of everything. I think she's just kind of wanting to live a normal life. It's kind of what I'm getting. I don't really know what the plan is here yet, because like free will is the plan, right? So that way that you're not being confined and like no one's being pruned. It's just the threat of Kang that is the bad thing. And boy, do they make you feel threatened by Kang. He's like, no, and there was voice work. Jonathan Majors did voice work in this episode. He wasn't credited in the main credits, but he was there. And even without his presence, he had a presence. Like, I see a lot of people talking about, oh, this was way better than Quantumania. I'm way more scared of Kang here than I was there. And it's like, bro, think about the tone of what we're watching. Quantumania was obviously like our first, like, not our first introduction because he was technically in Loki, but it was a version of Kang. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we were supposed to be like threatened by him, but like we obviously knew that that wasn't Secret Wars. That's not like the main thing going on. So you knew that he had to have like some kind of setback or something. And I saw someone talk about how everyone's talking about, oh, he got beat up by ants. He was carried away by like these super technical, like super knowledgeable ants, sure, but he survived that. He came back and almost freaking killed Scott at the end. I mean, people, they forget about that part. It wasn't until when Wasp came back that he lost. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes to the person who ever pruned Loki, I've seen some people say that they think it's probably a different version of Loki, which I would have to agree with. I think that makes a lot of sense. We always don't know the other Loki's motive, but I believe it's true. I haven't got to watch Eric Voss's video yet, so I haven't really caught a whole lot of Easter eggs myself, but it just did such a good job. That one, like I said, making Kang, like, just, I don't know, just making you fearful of him. It did a good job of just like picking where it left off. I mean, my gosh, it really does. It almost doesn't feel like a new season. It almost feels like just like part 2 of what we were watching, which I guess is like kind of makes sense. But man, it really just throws you back into it. The music is obviously great. So good the first season. The visuals I thought were pretty good. Tom Hiddleston. I was telling them last night when I watched the movie. It's like we are so freaking blessed to have Tom Hiddleston be Loki. What he does in this episode, like in the part I'm talking where he's running away and he's like scared of Kang, you know, his acting in those scenes particularly are so good. Like, I felt the anxiety with him. Like, I felt like, oh my gosh. Mobius, Owen Wilson, is really funny. He's been in comedy for a long time. He knows how to make you laugh, that's for sure. I don't know if Dad should ever give her a name yet, if she still just has a number, like Agent B something or whatever. I feel like she's going to have a much larger role this season, and I'm excited to see what they do with her. Renslayer was not in this. Sylvie was barely in this. There's a new TVA dude I don't like at all. But yeah, OB is definitely one of the standouts of the episode for sure. And I'm excited to see new worlds, new Lokis. Like, I feel like there's going to be more like cameo variants, and I'm excited for that. That's my review of Loki Season 2, Episode 1. If there's something I missed in the episode that I forgot to address, let me know in the comments. I'll let you know what I thought about it. Leave a like, subscribe, come back next week to hear what I think about Episode 2. And yeah, thank you.